Injuries are the worst thing to happen during the NBA season. It can ruin players' entire careers and also completely diminish the chance of teams winning a championship. So in today's video, we're going to be re-simulating the 2020 NBA season, but without injuries. I just put up some brand new phone cases on my website at hoops.com, hoops with 2 S's. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And if you guys use code Smequle, you'll actually get 10% off on your order. So make sure to use code Smequle at checkout. So in order to re-simulate the 2019-20 NBA season with no injuries, we got to go back to the day one rosters in the game. So that is exactly what we have done. I re-downloaded the roster from day one in NBA 2K20. So we get the rosters from the beginning of the season, and players' overalls are going to be a lot different. At the beginning, it was Kawhi and LeBron, the highest overalls, each at a 97. Giannis, Durant, Harden, all at a 96. Curry's a 95. Some players are boosted +1 just because of my league. But AD, Paul George, D. Lillard, the top players were a little different. And of course, we have injuries off as well. So guys like Durant, Steph, Klay Thompson are all going to be playing from day one in this game. Because, of course, the injuries did ruin some team seasons like the Nets and Warriors mainly. If they weren't injured, they would be insane this season. But also, they probably wouldn't be on the teams they are now. And then, of course, our rookies are not going to be as highly rated as Zion Williamson, 82. He also gets to play from the beginning of the season, though. We're going to see how his season would have been if he wasn't injured to start. And then, of course, Luka Doncic starting at an 88. He went off last season. He got upgraded all the way to a 96. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do now in this 2K season simulation, if he'll go up as high or if he'll be a little lower. We got the day one rosters, and we're just going to simulate the 2020 NBA season if there were no injuries. Of course, we haven't gotten to finish this season yet. I was going to do this after the playoffs and the championships were all done. But, of course, the season is delayed, hopefully not canceled. So we won't be seeing the rest of the season for a while if it does end up happening. So we'll just kind of compare it to what the teams were looking like at the end of the season and the player stats and everything like that. Coming to the AllStar Draft, we got Team LeBron and Team Giannis. Same thing that we saw in real life. But the All-Star team is going to be a lot different now that injuries are off. Of course, we got some injured guys make it. Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Blake Griffin's in there. Some other guys that weren't in there in real life. We got D'Angelo Russell making it as a reserve for Team LeBron. Bradley Beal getting his recognition here, making it as a reserve. No John Wall on any of the teams, though. So it looks like Bradley Beal's still the star of the Wizards, even though John Wall is now uninjured. For Team Giannis, we got Andre Drummond making it. Luka Doncic is going to get in there again. And then we also have Kyrie Irving as a starter for Team Giannis, who didn't make the All-Star game due to injury. So team's going to be quite different here. Damian Lillard is going to win the three-point contest, and the dunk contest goes to Donovan Mitchell. And then Team LeBron is going to take the All-Star game. Paul George the double-double for them. And let's just simulate through the rest of the season now and see who wins all the awards and which teams come out on top. All right, coming to MVP, it's actually going to go to James Harden, which was not going to happen in real life. It was either going to go to LeBron or Giannis, but Harden going to take it in this re-simulation. He averaged 28.6, 5, and 8.6, so a lot lower in terms of scoring. He was averaging 34.4 when the season ended. But he also had more assists, but less rebounds. So doing a little worse than in real life in this simulation. Rookie of the Year is going to go to Zion. I mean, he went crazy when he started playing, but of course he was injured for half the season. So who knows if he would have actually won Rookie of the Year. Probably would have gone to Ja Morant. But Zion going to take it this time. Sixth Man of the Year goes to DeMarcus Cousins. Obviously, he's injured in real life and ended up getting dropped by the Lakers. But as an uninjured player, he was one of the best centers in the league, of course, but would have been a great sixth man for the Lakers. Giannis is going to get Defensive Player of the Year, and Malik Monk is going to get Most Improved. Coach of the Year goes to Mike D'Antoni. They went 70-12, so that's probably why James Harden got MVP, because the Rockets with an amazing record, which is kind of surprising because they didn't really lose out on any guys without injuries, and they definitely were not this good of a team in the regular season. Going to the All-NBA first team, we got Harden, Steph, Giannis, LeBron, and Nikola Vucevic making the All-NBA first team. On the second team, we got Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, Durant, Paul George, and Kat. Third team, we got Westbrook, Kyrie, Kawhi, Porzingis, and Jokic. So no Doncic on any of these teams. So I don't think he improved as much as he did in real life in this resimulation. The defensive first team up here. And the second team, looks like Draymond actually made the second team. But let's check out the standings, see how they differ from real life. Starting off in the East, up on top is the Philadelphia 76ers. Right now, currently, they were 6th in the East, but now they got the first seed. Bucks went down quite a bit. They did have the first seed, but now with the 4th seed, and Nets get the 2nd seed with 50 wins. Of course, they have both Kyrie and Durant uninjured, so that makes sense. They actually have a very good chance at winning the championship if those two guys are uninjured. The Pistons get the 3rd seed. They got Blake Griffin uninjured. He's an 88 overall now. With his injury, he actually went down in overall. He wasn't playing great for the Pistons. And then we got Andre Drummond still on the team. So the Pistons actually a very good team. Of course, the Bucks, they dropped a lot. The Celtics dropped quite a bit in standings. The Pacers are around where they should be. The Raptors went from the 2nd seed to the 7th seed. And then the Chicago Bulls end up making playoffs. I'm not sure how that ended up happening. Because without injuries, I mean, their team is still pretty trash. Miami Heat did not end up making playoffs. I also thought that the Wizards might have made it into playoffs now that they got John Wall uninjured, but they still did pretty bad. And the Hornets are going to be the worst team in the East. I guess for the Heat, a lot of their guys that ended up going off in real life just did not do the same thing in the simulation. Duncan Robinson, still a 68 overall. Coming over to the West now, we got the Rockets up on top with 70 wins, of course. Then we got the Clippers, Lakers, both with over 60 wins. The Warriors end up doing a lot better. They went from the worst team in the NBA to the 4th team in the West with 54 wins. Jazz make playoffs. Nuggets make playoffs. The Pelicans make playoffs. And the Spurs make playoffs as well. Trailblazers didn't end up making it in there. I thought they would have done better. And now that they got Nurkic uninjured, I thought they would have been a playoff team for sure, but they don't end up making it in there. And the Thunder end up doing terrible, as well as the Mavericks. Both of these teams were playoff teams, but now they're two of the worst teams in the West. And the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies were the 8th seed, but now they are the worst seed in the West. I'm guessing Ja Morant didn't have a very good season. Yeah, he's only an 80 overall. It looks like he didn't have the greatest season as a rookie. I actually want to check out if he won. Ja Morant did make it on the all-rookie first team, but obviously didn't do well enough for the Grizzlies to be a contender this year. Next up, we'll check out the season leaders. For points per game, we got Stephen Curry. Of course, he was injured most of the season. He was not up here in real life. Then we got Damian Lillard, who was one of the top scorers in real life. We got Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving, another guy that was injured for a lot of the season. He only played 20 games. James Harden didn't score as much as he did in real life. We got Giannis. He didn't do as good either. D'Angelo Russell doing very well. I forgot that he's actually still on the Warriors since they didn't end up making the trade for Andrew Wiggins. So D'Angelo Russell doing very well. LeBron with 27. Durant's going to be up here as well. Any other injured players? Bradley Beal did not do nearly as good with John Wall on the team, only scoring 22 points per game. He was 2nd in the league with 30.5. Next up, we got rebounds per game. We got Rudy Gobert on top, Clint Capella, Andre Drummond, Giannis, and DeAndre Jordan. For assists per game, we got Lonzo, who actually had over 10 assists per game. We got LeBron, Chris Paul, Rondo, Kyle Lowry. Steals per game, we got Chris Paul. Blocks per game, Rudy Gobert up on top. Field goal percentage, Ben Simmons shot 65.6%. I wonder if he ended up making a three-pointer this year. So Ben Simmons did not end up making a three-pointer in this simulation, which is a little disappointing. Kyle Korver ends up shooting the best from three, 48.7%. Doncic also doing very well. He ends up only going up to an 89. Regularly, he went up to a 96. Klay Thompson going up to a 91 overall. Paul George improving quite a bit as well. Steph's up to a 96. Durant's up to a 97. I want to check out the top-rated players in the league now. Kawhi is actually the only 98 in the game now. He actually went down to a 96 in real life. Giannis and Harden are 97s. He got boosted to 98. LeBron, 97. Durant's a 97. Curry's a 96. AD a 95. Kyrie's up to a 92. Clay's a 91. Really, the only guy that's not up there with the top players is Doncic. Did not do nearly as good this season. But we're going to hop into the playoffs now and find out which team is going to take the NBA championship. Usually when we do these simulations, it either goes to the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Bucks. And those are kind of the three teams that win it every time. Let's find out who will win it this time. So coming out of the first round in the West, Warriors get upset by the Jazz. I thought they might have had a chance at winning the whole thing here, but they're going to lose to the Jazz. Rockets beat the Spurs, and the Lakers and the Clippers move on as well. In the East, Philly beats the Bulls, of course. Bucks beat the Celtics. Pacers beat the Pistons, and the Nets beat the Raptors. Let's find out who's going to make the conference finals. Okay, so we have a bunch of upsets here in the West. The Clippers beat the Lakers. I guess the Clippers were the higher seed. The Lakers were definitely the favorites to win the championship. And then the Rockets also make it to the Western Conference Finals. And in the East, Bucks beat 76ers, even though the Bucks were the lower seed. They are the better team. Of course, in real life, they're just going off. And then the Pacers somehow defeated the Brooklyn Nets. I thought the Brooklyn Nets might have ended up winning this one. But let's simulate one more round, find out which two teams are going to make the NBA Finals, and see if it's any different from our normal simulations. And no, it is not going to be. It's the Clippers. Like I said earlier, it's either the Lakers or Clippers coming out of the West. And usually it's the Bucks coming out of the East. The Clippers versus Bucks in the NBA Finals. And the Bucks with a 2-1 lead right now. Clippers tied up 2-2. Clippers take the 3-2 lead. And in game number 6, Clippers up by 6 points with only 27 seconds left. So they are going to take this and come home with the NBA championship. So at the end of it, the best teams didn't really change too much. The final outcome didn't change too much of what was predicted. The only teams that really changed a lot that now had a chance to win were the Nets and the Warriors, but they were not able to do anything in the playoffs. But the season definitely would have been a lot different if players couldn't get injured. And of course, if the season didn't end, we would have actually been able to find out who would win the championship. Kawhi Leonard, of course, going to get Finals MVP here. So back-to-back championships for him and back-to-back Finals MVPs. Checking out Kawhi's final stats. He's up to a 99 overall now, so the only 99 in the game. He averaged 30 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 3.5 assists during the finals. And the Clippers, of course, are our champs. So that was the 2020 NBA season if there were no injuries, according to 2K20, of course. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you aren't already, this has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone in affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the